What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and got a little bit more information in on what I believe is going to be called, or what's coming up soon, is the Rumblebee in terms of powertrain options and whatnot. And I'm hoping I'm wrong, but we'll see. But without further ado, let's get into it. Guys, before we get into the video, I got to talk about the giveaway that's going on the channel right now with the Durango Hellcat and the 1970 Dodge Charger and Plum Crazy Purple with the 392 swap. The extra entries on everything that's over on the site right now are almost completely sold out. So for those that want to get the best opportunity to win, and that's, you look at, if you multiply yourself 60,000 times, you're in a better position than somebody who's just in there with 1 or 50. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get the best opportunity to win, now's the time to check it out. You can go over to tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. Again, that's tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com, and take your shot at winning any of those amazing vehicles. Now, link in the description. Let's get into the video. Damn, of course, sun would get right in my eyes, right? So I was hearing some more information from my sources on some of the stuff that they've been building, and they're this Rumblebee, if that's what it's going to be called. Looks like it's going to be a 5.7 liter hemi that hasn't been ruled out for an option for a 6.4 with it, as an option, but it looks like it's going to be a 5.7 liter hemi that's a more affordable, iconic, type of truck. And what I'm getting to that too as well is because Butter got some of the same information last week, that this was going to be more of a, I don't want to say bare bones kind of truck, but one of the things that everybody's been begging and asking for is that single cab truck. While I don't think that that's going to happen, I think this will actually be a 4-door Rumblebee. I do think that we could see some changes possibly to the 5.7 liter Hemi, and that it may not be an e-torque engine, but just a regular 5.7 Hemi, which I'm sure the Mopar faithful would much rather have that than the e-torque. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was never a fan of the e-torque, but after having that truck for, I don't know, I had a limited Longhorn with the e-torque in it for almost 2 weeks, thanks to Ram, during the Mississippi ice storms, the ice storm in the southeast that crippled everything. And I was running around and, delivering generators and doing all kinds of stuff in that truck. The e-torque really didn't bother me, to be honest. I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I'm sure that later on that hybrid system could have problems, and I understand, I get it. I understand why people don't want that, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, it's neither here nor there for me. I don't keep my trucks, to, at least my gasoline trucks, I don't keep them for 250,000 miles, so I'm not worried about that system. That said, I think, you saw 10,000 orders on day one when the Hemi came back with that truck from consumers. I think you come back with a 5.7 Hemi that doesn't have e-torque on it, and it has this Rumblebee package on the truck, meaning maybe the truck is more affordable. And I see Stellantis, as a whole, not just Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, trying to be better on pricing. And I think that goes to Antonio Filosa's philosophy on fleet vehicles and everything else and moving metal, that we could be getting one of the things that we've been screaming for a long time, right? And that is a more affordable truck, but something that's street truck, right? That's the Rumblebee is extremely iconic. I want to say maybe outside of the SRT 10 Ram truck, you know, the Viper truck, that outside of that truck, I think maybe the Rumblebee, I mean, the Dude, obviously, if you go back in the day, but I don't know if they're going to make that truck. I think they'd sell a ton of them if they did come out with the Dude, even with just a regular 5.7 in it. But I think the Rumblebee is probably going to sell like gangbusters. And I wanted to give you some of the information that we got, that it's looking more like it's going to be a 5.7 liter Hemi truck. But I'm also being told that there could be an option. We don't know. And that's another thing too. You know I have an event coming up next month that I've been invited to by Ram. So we'll have to see if, you know, going to this event in Detroit, if this is the same truck that I've been getting the information and stuff on, great. I'm all about it. You know, I've been screaming about this for a minute. You know, I really feel like not even just a performance truck, but just a naturally aspirated, regular V8 street-looking truck would sell like gangbusters. And I think that's what this is going to be. I think this is going to be exactly that. But what do you guys think? Do you care if it's e-torque? Do you care if it's just regular 5.7 Hemi? I think most people would rather have the normal 5.7 Hemi with no MDS, which I'm also hearing stuff about that they're phasing MDS out on some of these engines, right? So no MDS, no start-stop feature, all of that shit is going away. And I think if they're able to get rid of MDS and get rid of the start-stop feature, it might save a little bit of money where they can get that truck in a price range that's extremely attractive. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.